Hi everyone, welcome to OCD Live. I'm Greymond. So today is kind of a special episode because it's a holiday episode and I don't really have a lot of questions today, but I wanted to discuss with you guys again how to handle the holidays because I think it's so important not to put pressure on yourself. When you are in a situation of holidays, you got to understand you're still in the process of recovery. You will get to full recovery, but not in the next 2 days. We have to be realistic. So it's very, very important for you to understand that you may get some OCD while you are in the situation of holidays, if you do celebrate Christmas or New Year's or whatever, right? That um, if you're in a situation where you want to feel good, that setup of you saying to yourself, I want to feel good, this is Christmas, this is the time of the year that I want to be okay. This already kind of sets you up for a fail because your mind is going to be more focused on it and your mind is going to try very hard to find something to kind of ruin it for you. Not really to ruin it, but just to basically find the opposite of what you want. And again, this is coming from the fact that your mind thinks the situation is dangerous. So, what you have to do is when you put yourself in the situation of the holidays, say to yourself, I can feel okay. If I don't feel good, I don't feel good. I'm going to feel the way I want to feel or the way I can feel. Because that's what's going to happen anyways. And by you taking that pressure off yourself and allowing yourself to feel as you will feel, I promise you will get more of a result that way than if you try to feel good. Because it's like, it's not to give you guys a cliche, but it's not thinking of a pink elephant in the room. As soon as you try not to think about it, you will think about it. So just saying, I'm gonna feel fine, I'm gonna get through it. If I get a thought, if I start to feel bad, then that's what's gonna happen. I can't control it anyway, so I'm not even gonna try. And I wanted to give you guys another grounding technique, and this technique it's a mindfulness technique. It just makes it easier for you to stay in the present moment. So as you are going through your day, especially during the holidays, but it works anytime, start to notice things around you more so than you normally would and say back to yourself what you are doing. So, for example, I am walking up the stairs. The stairs are made of wood, you know? Then I am opening the door. The door is white, you know? So say it seems silly to do, but it really will put you in the moment rather than you thinking of the future or the past or any other time. It puts you in the moment. Right now you are touching the door. Is the door easy to open or is the door hard to open? And always keeping yourself in the present moment. Right now you're listening to my show. What are you doing? Where are you sitting? And always taking yourself back to the now rather than into the past or the future, because that's where you would get in trouble, right, with the OCD. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys that, and then really I think you guys are going to be fine as long as you do those things. If you feel like you can't handle it, sometimes with OCD, I remember that was a big deal for me. I don't know if it is for you, but when I had OCD, especially in the beginning, it was really bad that when I would go into public places, I would just want to cry. I don't know what it was, just maybe extreme anxiety, or I'm not sure, but it if you feel like that and you need to excuse yourself for a second, excuse yourself for a second, do what you need to do to calm down, and then go back. It's, until you get over it, it is difficult, but you will get over it. I got over it. I'm not the most strongest person in the world. I got over it. You guys can get over it too. But for now, if you're just starting this journey or if you're in the middle of it, you're not going to get over it in 2-3 days. So it's just try to relax, enjoy the holidays as much as possible, and know that even though you are not there right now, you're getting that much closer to being there. So every day that you're not there, at the same time you're going closer to being there, as long as you're doing the work, because nothing is going to happen if you're not doing the work, unfortunately. You do have to work at it. You do have to do exposures. And when it comes to the exposures, just like I said in my other show, I think last week, that it's very important not to push yourself too much during the holidays. So try to reduce your stress right now. Try to do more meditation, or if you're religious, do prayer instead of meditation. But just relaxing your mind so you're not so focused on the OCD and the stress of the holidays and everything else, because your mind is overwhelmed right now. So you got to give it time to relax. Sleep, again, sleep is the only time where your mind gets to relax. So all of these are important anytime, but especially right now during the holidays, if you want to kind of have an easier time with everything. Meditation, I would tell you guys honestly, it's huge. And but you have to be consistent with it. That if you do 15 minutes a day, but do it every day, you're gonna see a huge improvement in how you generally feel. And it doesn't matter what kind of meditation. I do suggest a guided meditation, unless you're a pro at it. You do kind of, I find, need guided meditation. And guided just means that somebody's telling you what to do. So you're laying down, you have your headphones in your ears, and the person tells you, relax your arm, relax your leg, you know. So, but it helps your mind to relax, and it's just huge, because that's all you want to say to your mind, is you want to say that this thought doesn't matter to me, everything is okay, and it's just not believing you. So you have to relax it as much as possible to say, look, I'm relaxed, and there's nothing going on. Stop already. So, and meditation really goes a long way to help with that. They're saying that the effect of meditation, but again, constant meditation, so daily, has the same effect of like SSRIs and things like that. So it does have a huge effect on the person, but only when done consistently. If you do it once a week, it's going to do nothing for you, or very, very, very little. So try to kind of use those techniques, and I guess I don't have any more questions unless you guys would like me to answer something right now. Oh wait, okay, just one second. Okay, so I have a question of a person saying that they're stuck at being 7 out of 10 um, in the OCD recovery. And 7 out of 10 is good, because that means you're already kind of almost halfway there. You're definitely not at 10, which is the worst, so you can disregard the thoughts sometimes, but just not all the time. So what you have to do is really focus on how long it takes for you to make the thought go away. Because for a person who doesn't have OCD, that's very, very quick. So that's pretty much instant. They get a thought, they think, oh, that's a silly thought, and it goes away. But for a person with OCD, they'll think about it, they'll worry about it, and they'll still say, it's a silly thought, let it go, basically. But it can take days, it can take weeks or months, so it's just a lot longer process. So work on that time. How long does it take from when the thought initially hit you to when you decide to not pay attention to it anymore? You're still going to decide to not pay attention to it anymore at some point. So why put yourself through this, and if you can just do it right away? And just having that attitude, and again, refocusing your mind, giving your mind something else to focus on, so it's not so stuck on the OCD thought. Because if you're not giving your mind anything else, that can be a problem too, because it has nothing else to worry about, to that extent anyways, and it just kind of focuses all of its attention on OCD, all of its resources on OCD. But if, say for example, you get an OCD thought, right away, like you're at home, you get an OCD thought, right away you're gonna go outside, you're gonna call somebody, you're gonna do something, and refocusing again and again and again, and saying, I'm not paying attention to this thought, I'm moving on. This thought doesn't have a leg to stand on at that point, so it's gonna leave a lot quickly, and then that's gonna propel you into the next level of being like 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, because 7 out of 10 means that 7 out of 10 times your brain is basically choosing not to believe you still. So sometimes it's choosing to believe you. Oh no, wait, you're doing it backwards. Um, oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see that. You're doing it backwards. So you're 7 out of 10. So you're almost there. Is that? Am I getting this correctly? Just let me know so I'm understanding what you're writing to me here. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So if you're almost there, so if 10 is the point where you're completely recovered and 7 when so you're almost there. So all you have to do is just keep doing those methods and it's gonna leave on its own. You just have to keep going. Yeah, and it's a really good question to ask too because I find that this happens a lot where people who have OCD, mm, once they get to a situation where they're almost recovered, which is where you are, um, they kind of stop and they say, okay, well, you know what, I don't need this anymore. I don't need to worry about it anymore. I'm fine. And then OCD can slowly start creeping in. So what you want to do is just like I said, very much focus on the time you spent from when the thoughts first hits you to where you refocus. But you're much further along than I initially said, so you're doing really, really well, and you just have to kind of finish the process, you know. So just be more. I find that right now you noticing when you have an OCD thought and reacting to it appropriately is the most important thing because at being 3 out of 10, you're probably not even noticing it, that much. So, but when it does hit, it's still giving you anxiety. So just really making sure to cut down the time, and you'll be fine. Once people get 3 out of 10, they will honestly, you will recover either way because it's so low. The only way you can get worse from here is if you say, for example, I see it happen from time to time when I talk to clients that the person will be doing good and they get to almost like 3 or 2 out of 10, and then what happens is the person has some sort of a change in their life and they stop focusing on the OCD, and meaning like they stop trying to recover, and then they start to get worse from there. So in that case, yeah, you can get worse, but really it's not very often. And if you got to 3 out of 10 anxiety, that means you've done a lot of work. So that means that, you know, I mean, you're not going to have a hard time finishing it. You just have to be focused and finish it. So that was the show today, guys. Thank you so much for your question, and I will see you next Wednesday.